So I just wanted to share this cool team because I got to Master Ball recently for the second time last season, and I used a team that I don't really see anyone else using except my friend. I could show you which seasons and like what I got. So season 1, I got Master Ball using this team, and then like the same core as this team. Season 2, I didn't really try. Like you can see Pokeball 2, I like played like 2 games, and then I gave up on the season because I was bored, and then last season I decided randomly to grind, and I got up to Master Ball again. And so we're gonna take a look at this team, and I'm gonna show you it, and maybe you can like try using it because I think it's like really cool, and it like works kind of well, and yeah. So this is the original team. This one right here, and this one's the improved version of the team. Although Garchomp is probably better off to run Life Orb or something else other than Mega, because most of the time when you're bringing Garchomp, you're bringing Raichu, and Raichu is the one who like really needs the Mega, not Garchomp. So let's look at the team. So the stats themselves are like pretty basic. They're like not optimized at all. You can see the team ID up at the top if you want to copy it. They're just sort of like put wherever without too much thought. Because like I didn't really want to optimize the stats and like min-max them, and I just wanted to play, and sort of here's the team. So we have Sneasler, Ninetales, Talonflame, Raichu, Primarina, Garchomp, and they're all pretty like standard mons. With like fairly standard sets: Style Clock, Close Combat, Fake Out, Protect, Blizzard, Moonblast, Aurora Veil, Protect, Zap Cannon, Focus Blast, Protect, Fake Out, all pretty standard sets. But I really like this team because it just like has so many options. Like like I've been beating rain with it, I can beat sand with it, I can beat other snow with it, and I can beat sun with it. It's just like really flexible. And just really solid because like all of your support mons can do damage, and all of your damage mons can like tank a little bit, and it's just like really nice. Yeah, so the team itself, you have Raichu here is to like beat Sun Team, like Ninetales, obviously weather control, but you don't always bring it. It's there to beat certain weather depending on your matchup, and it also just hard beats the dragons like Sceptile, Mega Sceptile, Garchomp, Dragonite, all quadruple weak to ice, super fast, super good. You can get Aurora Veil up, which is also really good. Primarina is your like tanky water type, and it just is really good into rain and sun, just because it is super effective against most sun teams, of course, and it's tanky. And in rain, it can live, I think, Mega Swampert. It can live any hit from most rain teams like once, and then hit back, and especially because if they're in rain, like Mega Swampert takes neutral damage from Hyper Voice, so it's like really good, and it's like rain boosted Hyper Voice too, and you get to deal a bit of extra damage to the partner. Talonflame is priority Tailwind, and Acrobatics is like super strong. I've like O-Code Venusaur, O-Code Sceptile. It's like really good for just taking KOs. If you run into Sneasler and you, after the Sneasler's like used Fake Out and you have Talonflame at full HP, you can just Oko Sneasler, unless they're running Focus Sash, which is honestly quite rare. The Sneasler itself is pretty standard. Raichu is pretty standard. Have a double Fake Out core, which is really good for when you just need to stall out your opponent. You have Lightning Rod to deal with the annoying electric types. Dragonite's just a really good mon. Sneasler's just really good. It helps you deal with the fairy types and anything that's like weak to fighting. Yeah, I think it's just like a really solid team. Hopefully I will be showing some videos of me winning with the team on screen. Maybe I won't because I'm an idiot and forgot to record, but hopefully they'll be up. I will be showing them. And if we look at the previous version of the team, this is like where the team started off. Right, you can see I've replaced Typhlosion with Sneasler, and then before Mega Raichu was in the game, I was using Mega Manectric as my way to kill Mega Charizard Y. Man, this team loves to run into Mega Charizard Y's son. It just bullies it. It's just so good into it. I haven't lost to a single Mega Charizard Y with the Raichu variant, and like only one with the Manectric variant. And that was like bulky Charizard that like lived Manectric's Thunderbolt. Mega Manectric's Thunderbolt. But yeah, they like Mega Manectric and Mega Raichu basically function the same. And the difference is Mega Raichu is a bit stronger and faster, so it's a bit easier to use. Although if you're really struggling into sand, because Mega Manectric has Intimidate, it's a lot better into sand. But if you don't really care about the sand matchup that much, and you're doing well into it because you have some pretty good tools, you can just run Raichu instead, which gives you a better matchup into everyone else. Typhlosion gives you the winningest matchup ever into Snow, and it helps so much against like Mega Gengar teams. But they're quite rare, so like you can just sort of run it, like you don't have to run it, and like you really want Sneasler because it's just so good into so many moves. But yeah, those are the switches that, like you could make. And those are the teams that I got to like Master Ball with, so you can see like the same core, the same ideas within the teams. And yeah, I hope you like the teams, and I hope you have fun using them. If you do decide to use them, I will show you this team one more time, just so you can copy it if you need to, because this, I think, is the better team. Yeah, I hope you have a nice day, and, you know, maybe I'll show some battles. I might not break them down. Oh, right, wait, no. One thing before you go, this team forces you to learn how to play to your win conditions. You need to be able to find win conditions and play to them. Like, if you don't know how to find win conditions, this team really requires that, otherwise you, like, lose. And, like, I mean, I guess it's a good way to force yourself to learn how to find win conditions, because it's not like Sun team where you get this Pokemon up in Sun, you win, and your opponent, you know, doesn't have these Pokemon, you win, you know, that sort of stuff. This is, like, a very balanced team where, like, it can kind of deal with everything. There's not, like, really good into anything specifically. So, like, finding your win conditions is a huge part of the game plan. And so, I think it's, like, really good if you're good at that sort of stuff. But it's kind of bad if you don't know how to find win conditions and you just start autopiloting. Like, if you autopilot, trust me, I've done this, you can lose, like, 8 battles in a row. And if you're, like, on fire, playing the best you've ever played, you can go on like 15 game win streaks. It's crazy. I mean, yeah, you should just like try the team out and let me know how it feels. Change the stats if you want, because they're not optimized, and I'm sure you can make much better stats than I can, because I suck at stats. Yeah, no, and I don't know. If you use the team and you like really like it, let me know in the comments, and like tell me how you would improve it, and you know, if you make your own improvements, tell me, and like tell me how that affects the team, like it's better into these matchups, it's worse into these matchups. I'm really curious, and I hope you find this useful, because it got me to Master Ball twice, and it got my friend to Ultra Ball the first season, and then we got him to Master Ball the second season, and that was really fun in like the last 24 hours, last 24-hour grind. Yep, 7-hour Discord call. Yeah, so, yep. Well, hopefully there's battles up on screen and you can sort of see how the team works. Bye-bye.
I knew the color of your name written in the front second highest shelf. I knew the way around your home, it was the second place I'd grown. A little spot for in the corner of the right side of my heart. And I knew all your family secrets, even though it's supposed to be a bit more hard to think of things to hide behind your sister's back. I knew the route you walked to school, 'cause I walked right next to you for days on 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 end. And from one familiar face, there's another I forgot. Yeah, all the things I thought I knew are now things I do not. How do you go from knowing every inch of someone else's life to not seeing them at all? How do you go from being there for every low and every high to not being there at all? I know our worlds have never crossed paths since then, and it looks like that's the way it's gonna stay. Every time I walk by that sign outside the park, I could repeat that one-off conversation from October 3rd. I know initials that were etched I could still find on the shed door, since we carved it in a hidden spot that only we would see. And from every passing day, there's another I forgot. Yeah, all the things I thought I knew are now things I do not. How do you go from knowing every inch of someone else's life to not seeing them at all? How do you go from being there for every low and every high to not being there at all? I know our worlds have never crossed paths since then, and it looks like that's the way it's gonna stay. How do you go from knowing every inch of someone else's life to not seeing them at all? How do you go from being there for every low and every high to not being there at all? I know our worlds have never crossed paths since then, and that's the way it's gonna stay. I've familiarized so used to nothing out of the blue, getting numb from the way, staying still in one place as I had a chokehold on the lines that I traced, day after day, living in lowercase. And while I ask all the stars in the sky to just give me more time where I'm at in my life, I still find myself looking at ways to get by. I have what I want, yet I'm not satisfied. And I heard someone say that they wait for a time when it all feels okay, not just once in a while. So when there comes a day where it's hard not to smile, you bake blueberry pie, blueberry pie. It makes it worth all the while. Nothing saves us, turning to stardust. Waiting's the way through. Make sure it's bad news. Light at the end of the tunnel. Just don't turn around. It's much worse that way out. And while I ask all the stars in the sky to just give me more time where I'm at in my life, I still find myself looking at ways to get by. I have what I want, yet I'm not satisfied. And I heard someone say that they wait for a time when it all feels okay, not just once in a while. So when there comes a day where it's hard not to smile, you bake blueberry pie, blueberry pie. It makes it worth all the while. Heard someone say that they wait for a time when it all feels okay, not just once in a while. So when there comes a day where it's hard not to smile, you bake blueberry pie, blueberry pie. When you said you loved me, that meant the world to me. But I don't remember if that was just a daydream. And now it's been 3 months, starting to feel sick because I'm lost, can't find my way. I'm trying to figure this out. I'm not sure why, but somehow things don't stay the same. Cause when I'm in your neighborhood, the likelihood of me knocking on your door is close to zero. Through the looking glass, I see that time has passed since when you were my hero. Do you remember the day that we broke up? And I swore I'd never think about you, but now it's been a year and I keep coming near the thoughts I put aside. I see our memories before the treachery that we tried to deny. Now when I'm in your neighborhood, cause such a commotion? How does one single word ruin all that's unspoken? How can just one mistake turn what's pure into now what's defiled? Grow up, learn what warrants a clean cut, but you're freely stuck. 'Cause revolvers take comfort in knowing they'll fall first. If that's all it would take to ensure the world stands still. And when martyrs choose to embark on their honors, they know deep inside it's immodest to selfishly will. Seemingly obvious but quietly blue. 'Cause what if this was the very best I can do? So inconceivable that I should be tricked, falling for something that wanted me ripped to pieces. But I can't leave yet. How does the devil still know how to smile? And how can the matchbreaker somehow beguile? How does the moon still light up the way for a while? How can one little crack cause such a commotion? How does one single word ruin all that's unspoken? How can a monster leave me always glassy-eyed? Remember the happy times we had once. I still have the Polaroids that hold us. I'm glad that I've got another story, but I will still miss the time you spent with me. We never knew that it was coming to an end. We always swore we would remain best friends. We grew up together. Remember all the adventures? They couldn't keep us apart, but now they can. That wasn't part of the plan. That wasn't part of the plan. We had matching friendship bracelets, you and I. We even got new ones once they couldn't tie. Remember we thought there was a magic curse, but it was something else that made our friendship worse. We fell apart, why did it have to be? Because if it didn't, it could have been just you and me. We grew up together. Remember all the adventures? They couldn't keep us apart, but now they can. That wasn't part of the plan. That wasn't part of the plan. And what if I called you up and said that I still missed you, though that would never happen since we both changed. But what if I never knew how much I really needed you? But I can tell you that no one else can make me feel the same as you. As you, that wasn't part of the plan. As you, that wasn't part of the plan. We never knew that it was coming to an end. We always swore we would remain best friends. No one really gets me like you do, and no one thinks about me more than you. And if it didn't feel like this, I guess I'd never know all that I'd miss. If it wasn't this way, if I'm honest, I'd want it to change, and I've thought it more than I'd like to admit, 'cause you're worth it. If I made a mistake, if I lost it, all that we made, I'd surrender, drop my things in an instant, 'cause you're worth it. Find me some pavement or dig me a grave next to you. You're my ride or die. You ruined my life. I never pictured perfect could be true, and nothing holds you back from leaving too. And you must love this like I do. I guess the two-way streets are more than myths. If it wasn't this way, if I'm honest, I'd want it to change, and I've thought it more than I'd like to admit, 'cause you're worth it. If I made a mistake, if I lost it, all that we made, I'd surrender, drop my things in an instant, 'cause you're worth it. Find me some pavement or dig me a grave next to you. You're my ride or die. You ruined my life by making it hard to get by Each day it's you, you're my ride or die. You made my whole life just by being mine. I find myself at night wishing I had tried, 'cause maybe if I'd started I'd be good. There's so much in this world that I've been missing out. I have this feeling that I could have been the one, and it's too late now for coming back around, and the chances that I had are all dried up, and it's too late now. And what do you do with your wasted potential? I tried and potentially I could have won, and nothing nowadays seems convincingly essential. But maybe if I'd stuck to something, I'd end up there right now. Right before my eyes, I see what I could have been in the others who stayed more determined than me, living out my dreams, unrealistic fantasies that taught me working hard's the only way that works. But it's too late now for coming back around, 'cause I guess it didn't work just having fun. It's too late now. And what do you do with your wasted potential? I tried and potentially I could have won, and nothing nowadays seems convincingly essential. But maybe if I'd stuck to something, I'd end up there right now. 'Cause I just wanna be someone, show 'em how it's done. Who can say they really worked for this? A dream come true I never could have guessed. I just wanna prove my worth in front of the world, tell the audience I found my calling, and then I'd get the praises I've been wanting. Oh, a miracle that little girls write songs about. But what do you do with your wasted potential? I tried, but potentially I could have failed. Though nothing nowadays seems convincingly potential.